Hisashi Booty, welcome back to the floor. Today I'm going to be doing something potentially kind of quick, but I just wanted to highlight something that I came into possession of fairly recently in one of my last proxy orders from Japan. This is, of course, a dakimakura cover of Takagaki Kaede, my waifu, from the Circle Maho bean. The illustrator is Piromizu, obviously one of the more high-profile artists who is doing Takagaki Kaede art, or at least did Takagaki Kaede art. They haven't really done too much as of late. They did do that Happy Happy coat, which I previously reviewed, but I guess that's sort of besides the point. In this video, I'm just going to kind of highlight the dakimakura cover, which I got into possession of. This is the official one, and then this is the bootleg one that I bought on Aliexpress probably like 2 years ago. So, I mean, just some quick details. I have the Surugaya page right there. So, like I said before, this was released for Comic-Con 95. The official version right here is two-way tricot, and then the AliExpress one is something significantly inferior, and like just based on feel alone, you can kind of tell that this one is a little bit softer. It's more heavyweight, and then this one is like more of like a I would describe it more like a flag. I have like a Idolmaster flag on the window over there, and then one next to me right now, and it's probably closer to that in feel than like what a dakimakura cover typically would feel like. I've gotten other bootleg dakis, and they haven't necessarily been as poor quality. This one's just one of the lower ones. I mean, for display purposes, it's perfectly serviceable, but in terms of like, you know, like actually like daki shimeru, it's not gonna be the best. But anyways, I was looking at Surugaya right now. A used version of this daki would run you about 7,300 yen. I picked this one up right here for 4,630 yen to be specific. It was marked as having medium deficiencies, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. And it did kind of have a little bit of wear towards the bottom, but it's sort of like, you know, when you have like one of those like dry fit t-shirts and it kind of maybe gets snagged on something, or like a zipper rubs up against it and it kind of like I don't know, like a thread kind of pops out. I'll show like a video of it in a second. But that's kind of what it was, but it's very minor. It is more towards the bottom. Like, unless you're looking for it, you're probably not going to see it. I mean, there are no stains. It didn't smell that weird. I haven't gotten a chance to wash it yet. But don't worry, I haven't used it, so I'm not like hugging some other guy's daki. The reason I wanted to do this video is because I happen to have a bootleg version of it, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to compare and contrast some of the differences. I'm not going to go like super in depth because like, I mean, it's not really going to be too helpful, but I just wanted to highlight because now that I have the official one, I can kind of appreciate it a little bit more. And I mean, just from the onset, I didn't expect there to be that many differences between the two, but like just at a glance, you can kind of tell the color grading between the official one and the bootleg are pretty significant. You can tell pretty dramatically with the like Kaede's top right here. You can see some of the shading. You can see the shadows are a little bit more pronounced right there as opposed to this one, which look a little more flat. And then you can also tell as well within her cleavage and the hair. So, I mean, that's pretty obvious. And then also, like, you can't really tell too much, but like her skirt. And then another thing, I'm going to grab the camera off the tripod actually. So, I'm not sure how well this is going to pick up on camera, but this is important. That you can tell that there's a pattern on her panties right here, whereas on the unofficial version, there is no pattern. You do see the line from the leggings, but you don't necessarily see the pattern, and that's a pretty significant detail, and like details that were lost in between the translation, I guess. Other points where you can see dramatic differences are like near the top right here. You can kind of tell where her head is beating against the ground. Some of those lines marking the how would I say? It's like kind of the sheets of the bed are far more bold as opposed to right here where they're a little bit more soft and it looks more natural. That just looks like I don't know, a little too exaggerated. Other points, I think the colors, like I mentioned before, the colors are a little bit more accurate. There's a few points, for example, like right here, where you can tell that there's a sweat mark by her nose, and then on this one, it just isn't there. I don't know where the bootleg manufacturers get the art from. It could potentially be like those sample pictures that are uploaded to like Danbaru and whatnot in Pixiv, and then they kind of just upscale them. Or it could be like they have the official one, or copies of it, or maybe it's just a complete redraw or something. Who knows? Another thing I was just looking at, the differences just keep piling on. Like look at the ahoge right there, and kind of like it's a little bit more wispy, and then also there's like this little hair right there, and then over here the ahoge is completely different. So there are a lot of differences between the two, way more than I initially thought. Like even like look at the pendant, the shading on the pendant as opposed to this one right here. Whoa, okay, yeah, that's important. I like the black bra. I like it a lot. Yeah. Obviously I can't show the reverse side because it's kind of it's lewd, obviously. She's completely naked, but I'm sure the differences continue to a similar effect there. I'm gonna look at the bottom right here, just flip them over one more time, kind of showcase them, and then wrap things up. Now here's something I pay particularly close attention to. Also, this was the thing that I was mentioning right here. It's not really going to, blocking the light. It's not really going to be picked up on camera, but you can kind of tell that there's like they scratched it right here with something. But I think that's really the only noticeable problem I've found with this dakimakura. So if you see something that is like medium deficiency, or just deficiency in general, go for it. Get that deal. I've been taught the ways of the otaku deal hunter, and I don't plan on going back anytime soon. You can definitely tell a bit more of like the colors, like I was mentioning before with her leggings right there. These you can tell that have a more saturation, like the black's a little bit darker, and then you can kind of tell right here where the skin is kind of showing, where it's a little bit lighter. There's the feet, and like right here, the gradient between the two is more, how would I describe it? Not more natural, but like it just looks better as compared to over here, where it's just like a kind of a stark contrast between the two. Yeah, and then right there as well. Moving on up the leg. Important stuff. And then the skirt color is like completely different. One looks orange, one looks yellow. It's just that the shading was done really weird on the bootleg one. So, and then of course, things with the bed sheet right there. This like the shadows are way too harsh, like it's been upscaled or something, and some of the detail was lost. All right, so that was kind of just a little informal video. I wanted to showcase the Piromizu C95 Takagaki Kaede dakimakura, which I recently picked up. Alongside in that proxy order, I got another daki, which I'll throw a picture up right now. But otherwise, I've been I've been told to get more official dakimakura, so this was one that I knew I needed to get because I really like the illustration, especially the safe work illustration. I like her outfit a lot for a few particular reasons. Regardless, I want to get more Piromizu dakimakura official ones, since some of the ones I already have are either bootlegs or ones that I probably should be replaced. So I want to be a full completionist for the Takagaki Kaede Piromizu collection. And this is just the beginning of my journey. And I'm going to stop rambling right now because this video is a little too long, just comparing and contrasting a dakimakura between a bootleg version. But dare I say, it's important information that needs to be out there. But anyways, thank you for watching this dakimakura video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.